Hello and welcome to Armored Warfare with your host Czar Peppers. Today we're just going to take a look back on the Early Access 5 and look at some of the new developments and how they ended up working out. And I think we'll start with the vehicles because they added a lot of vehicles that I quite enjoyed in Early Access 8, like the XM800T and the M41, which is a super fast light tank. I love that thing, just zipping around. And the Dragon 300 with the 90mm cannon is also pretty fun. With the light tanks, they introduced the the ECU, the Engine Control Management Override, which gives your tank a significant boost in power for a short period of time. And it works pretty well in game. The vehicle interface is also overhauled. One nice feature is the cover indicator. You can see around the tank there are a number of white things that are coming up around it. That indicates that you are covered from that position, so you can easily see which positions you have cover from and which positions you don't have cover from. And to be honest, I don't really know how it works because I just figured that out what that was before recording this. Oh, taking a hit. This video isn't really about the replay, it's not the greatest game. It's about me serenading everybody with my voice. I'm just kidding. Okay, to be honest, I have been playing some Armored Warfare over the past month, but I found that at the times I usually play, there hasn't been many people on, and it's been impossible to get into games, and it just wasn't very fun. But the games that I did manage to get into were, well, I mean, there has been some interesting improvements which enhance the gameplay, but from Early Access 4, there isn't really a massive difference I've found. It is a lot stabler though. I haven't had any crashes like I had back in Early Access 4, which is always a nice thing. But now that Early Access 5 is done, where are they going to be going from this point on? Well, I have heard that it is possible that they might be going into open beta. I'm not sure if that's how accurate that is. It would be nice because you get a whole new influx of people, and that's what this game really needs right now, is more people playing it. Because right now their matchmaking is a bit iffy and matches can be a bit weird sometimes, so having more players would make this game many times better than it already is. Now, I was thinking about things that I would personally like to see in the game in this future, and one thing was, it'd be nice to have some kind of ranked battles that would be set up more like the PvE missions, where you have small teams. You'd have, say, 6 versus 6, sort of based on the World of Warships ranked battles. And I mean, sure, it may be copying it, but there's no shaming adapting a good idea to your own game. I mean, I've heard that World of Tanks is thinking about overhauling their artillery system, and what it's going to look like is probably a lot like what we see in Armored Warfare right now. However, there does seem to be some disagreement within the company about whether or not they should implement this. Oh, speak of the devil, it's artillery fire coming in. Alright, what am I doing in this match anyways? Where are we? We're sort of up on the southwest flank, hiding behind this dead thing. Ooh, this could be, yeah, nice. Now, one of the big improvements, well, larger improvements that they made in 0.8 was the new PvE missions interface, where you sort of got a variety of missions to choose from instead of just clicking the button and then it puts you in a match. And I like how it works out. I like the bosses that they've added in them, although I think they can be a little bit tougher. And it would be nice to have more variety as to the missions that you can play, because usually if you're trying to grind on one tank in particular, you usually end up doing the same mission over and over and over again. So it would be nice to have some variety, and I would also like to see hard PvE missions reintroduced for lower tier tanks, because I just think they're fun and I like playing lower tier tanks, but I also want to be challenged too. But of course I also realize that this new PvE interface is only the first first rendition of, I'm sure, what will evolve into something much more complex and interesting. Oh, things are looking pretty good on this match. And we won. But I can't wait to see how this game evolves in the future, as I'm sure it will. And I suppose on that note, we will call it at that. Good night.